So when I look at this piece,
it tells me a bit about myself.
Just something about it reminds me of my parents' bed.
And this resembles really closely a couple that I saw there.
I remember being on the playground like an elementary school. And
we traveled a lot, or moved a lot.
Wasn't able to find something.
I don't know, I just feel really helpless.
I had to learn how to healthily cope.
But then eventually things started clicking.
I tell myself I can do this if I give it my all.
and bring back the color and life to it that it might have had.
I like it because the lump on the ground right there, it shows helplessness. The legs standing up right there, it shows willpower. Sometimes people have both of those at the same time.
So this is the Buddha enshrined from Burma. When I was 16, I went to a Buddhist temple and I basically came home, got an Om tattoo, and knew I didn't have the time to dedicate to Buddhism, but that was where my path was kind of headed.
This culture, although Japanese, has a Sanskritized name taken from Hindu mythology. Interesting that how did they spread across the seas.
This piece was hand carved and handcrafted by a slave in the American South, and he was a carpenter and a woodworker, had no formal training. I'm a carpenter, and it was common in the southern home that my mother grew up in to have African-American housekeepers and cooks and staff. It's not necessarily a proud thing. I'm no more accomplished than this artist. I'm inspired by this.
I really love this piece by George Morrison. I also sort of have a connection to this because the artist is from the Grand Portage tribe, and for my master's degree I went and worked in Grand Portage. And I was working as an archaeologist, worked a lot with the Grand Portage tribe that was there and lived on the reservation, and to learn about the history of Ojibwe from their own perspective, I thought was a really beautiful and really important experience.
This is an Egyptian sarcophagus. As an archaeologist, this is my region of focus. People from the past, they're very similar to us today. We have the same emotions.
I've used this work, which is called Portrait of Paris van Gudesla, a number of times on different tours. The subject, Paris, is kind of looking straight out at us. He also has his hands in very odd positions. His left hand has his back to us. His right hand is facing us. It seems, as I see it, as a moment of indecision. Am I inviting them to join me, or am I holding them off? It makes me fearful and cautious about the way that I interact with others.
I'm the quiet type and I'm really shy. I used to always depend on my sisters and my friends to be there with me.
Each day may find us confronted with situations that we can't solve.
Humans suffer in a lot of ways that we can't see.
There's warfare, there's breakup.
Life is uncertain.
But learning those ways that we suffer and then learning how to grow from them is really important.
Now I'm able to go out by myself, buy stuff for myself, and
There's marriages, people love each other.
We must live each day and rejoice in the joys and sorrows that each day brings.